What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another tune from Save the Robot and their 2005 psy-trance album Battle of the Mind. Luca is also interested despite sleeping. And yes, this album is 20 years old. I feel like it has aged like a fine wine. If anything, I think it stood the test of time, maybe more than some other psy-trance from the same era, and I think it's a classic album from top to bottom, although, as I think I've mentioned before, the title track, Battle of the Mind, actually came on a separate 12-inch, and I'm forgetting in the moment what the B-side is, but yeah, Battle of the Mind is not actually on the album Battle of the Mind, but a separate 12-inch. In any case, we're going to listen to Electro Chemical, one of only, I think, 2 or 3 tracks on this album I haven't reacted to yet. And this one not only has all the characteristics of the album as a whole, meaning very energetic, driving sounds, great synth work, a bit of acid here and there, but this one has like this very... I can't even think of the word to describe it. The lead melodic flourish of this track, it just keeps coming back. It's like a pervasive ingredient throughout the tune, and it has a bit of a funky sound. I don't know if funky is the right word, but yeah, it's like melody but with a bit of funk to it. So yeah, that's sort of the lead feature of this one as distinct from the rest of the album. And yeah, let's give it a listen. This is from Save the Robot, which is Alien Project plus Quadra, and their 2005 album Battle of the Mind. The track is Electro Chemical. And I believe the sample relates to electrochemical signals in our brain, which is not terribly uncommon for a lot of psy-trance to talk about, the aspects of modern scientific inquiry that lend themselves to, let's say, a more metaphysical interpretation in terms of mysticism or mystical understandings of science. So here we go. This is Save the Robot, Electro Chemical.
science has proven that the brain is electrochemical. Science has proven that the brain is
Wonderful. I really do think it's a brilliant album, top to bottom. There's not a bad track on there, and again, the extra 12-inch with the title track, and I wish I could remember the name of the B-side of that, but they're both good too. And as I mentioned, like in previous Save the Robot reactions, my understanding is that over the next few years after this album, when they did make tunes together, they kind of went into this like progressive house, like they started making house tracks. And then it wasn't until the later 2010s that they made some more psy-trance. I think that's exclusively digital, so I don't have it in my collection. But yeah, even if they only ever collaborated to make this album, it would have been, you know, a great coming together. Also, shout out to, it's like Ido Ophir, who did the mastering. I think he's a producer in his own right, but I think a lot of what he's done in the scene in relation to like Tip Records and Tip World, in the case of the releases from this era, I think it was a lot of mastering, but the album just sounds great, so shout out to him as well. I think the A-side on this side of this record, again, it's a 2 LP album, but yeah, I think Save the Future, I don't think I've reacted to that. And maybe Painted Dove, I don't think I reacted to either. I know I reacted to Off the Assembly Line, Robot on Drugs, iRobot, Dream on Halloween, High Voltage. I don't think I've reacted to High Voltage either. So there's at least 2 or 3 more on here, and again, I don't think I've reacted to either of the tracks on the separate 12-inch with Battle of the Mind itself. So yeah, still some more to go from this excellent, not one-off, because again, they made more tunes together, including, you know, like a decade or more after this, some more psy-trance, but this is just kind of like a lightning in a bottle release, and we have still some more to go from it. So from a sleeping Luca and I, let me know what you think, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.